Hello, world. Listen to this. I just saw this article today. Listen to this. PlayStation is in a good position to buy WB Games, says analyst. Says last month, Microsoft announced the acquisition of Bethesda parent company ZeniMax Media in a massive $7.5 billion cash deal. Since the news broke, many have been wondering how will Sony respond. In other words, will Sony respond to its own acquisitions? If so, who will they snag? Konami, Sega, Square Enix, Capcom, EA, Ubisoft? Well, the answer to many of these is probably not. Some of these companies are simply out of Sony's price range. However, one company they could probably afford is WB Games. Earlier this year, reports earlier this year there were reports that AT&T was looking to offload WB Games in order to chip away at its depth. However, as of September 1st, the reports are WB Games is no longer for sale due to its being too valuable of an asset for AT&T. That said, according to the industry analyst Michael Patcher, Sony is in a good position to buy Warner Brothers Interactive assets should they ever go on sale again. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, when WB Games was for sale, the deal was $5 billion. So AT&T was trying to offload them because AT&T had I think $150 billion debt they were trying to pay off, and AT&T was trying to let them go. So at the time when the deal was out, a lot of us was thinking that Microsoft was going to get it, was going to buy it, was going to snatch that company. Reason being because Sony owns the right to Spider-Man, because Spider-Man used to be on multiple consoles when it was being published under Activision. But once that deal expires, Sony did the deal that shook the gaming industry, and bought the rights to Spider-Man, and then they got into a little altercation with Disney and with Disney. So anyway, a lot of us was thinking that Microsoft would have snatched the deal because it was $5 billion, and they would be getting NetherRealm Studios, WB Games, and a few others under their deal. So $5 billion. So nobody pursued it. Nobody pursued it. Right? And then AT&T pulled the deal off the table and said they say WB Games is not for sale. So they had to do some reorganization and restructuring. But then Microsoft, like how the ninjas do it, stealth mode, you don't see it coming, or better yet, like how the USS Pennsylvania do it, that submarine that they got that goes underwater and it's so silent you don't even know that it's there. Microsoft dropped the nuke of all nukes when they purchased Bethesda and ZeniMax for $7.5 billion. And under that deal, they got Elder Scrolls, Starfield, Doom, Quake, the whole nine, Fallout, the whole nine, right? So that one really shook the foundation, and then many people thought that there were some games that were being exclusive to PlayStation 5, and then Bethesda, they were like, okay, Sony will get those games under a time exclusives, but after that deal is off. So with the deal that Microsoft did with Bethesda, they can also pull support from Elder Scrolls Online on the PlayStation. Stop supporting it. Period. Stop supporting it. Period. But then people were saying like, oh, what about Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield? The co-founder of Bethesda came out and said, look, what Microsoft owns, Sony cannot get. So that means Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield, whatever games ZeniMax and Bethesda make, Sony's not getting it, except for those time exclusive games. That's about it. So now, people, I guess this article with comicbook.com, Sony You know, they're thinking that Sony is going to be able to have the money to buy WB Games and all the companies that were under that deal. NetherRealm Studios, but the deal was $5 billion. And sometimes when you get an opportunity, you got to seize it. Sony did not seize it. So what was $5 billion could be now 10 billion or 15 billion, because remember, in the article it says AT&T says they see value. They see value in WB Games. They see value. So what was $5 billion could be 10 billion or 15 billion. Now the question is, does Sony have the money for that? Because if they don't have the money to snatch Konami, Sega, Square Enix, or whoever, if they ain't got that type of money to snatch, if they didn't snatch the deal the first time when it was $5 billion, then how can you afford WB Games when it's 10 billion or 15? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you get an opportunity, you got to seize it. Now they could go to WB Games and said, okay, we want publishing rights to make Batman games for a certain amount of years, but far as like purchasing it, they should have snatched that deal when the deal was on the table. It was $5 billion. It should have went like and snatch it, but they didn't. They sat back. So to go to AT&T now and then try to go get it, you're gonna pay double or triple the amount. So you know, when you get your opportunities, you got to seize it. You know, and they should have taken it, but the Microsoft snatched Bethesda when nobody saw that one coming. Nobody in the game industry saw it coming. Nobody on YouTube, nobody on Twitter, nobody on Twitch, nobody on Facebook, whatever social media platform you on. Nobody saw in the video game world. Nobody saw that coming. But if Sony tried to get WB Games, people will see that coming. But now the question is, can you afford them? Because remember, the deal was $5 billion on the table. AT&T was really trying to get rid of them, and that was the time for them to snatch them, you know. But they didn't. So AT&T was like, oh, no buyers, nobody wants this. Nobody wants this deal. Okay, the deal, pull it back and say, okay, the deal's off the table. We're gonna reorganize some things around here. And when they did that, when they said that, I think they fired like 2 of their managers, you know. So, and to get things going again. But it's going to be interesting to see if Sony can buy it, but I think the price is going to be double now. You know, what was $5 billion, like I said, could be 10 billion, 15 or 13 billion, you know. So but the question is, does Sony have the money to do that, to make that kind of purchase? Now of course we know Microsoft got money up the creek. Microsoft is like Niagara Falls. It's like Niagara Falls. They got money up the creek, man. You know, I think what Bill Gates gave away all his billions. I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Bill Gates gave away all his money and got it back within a year. So that should just let you know what kind of money Microsoft is sitting on, man. when it comes to money, they do got the money to purchase WB Games again. But now, if they try to do it, it's going to be double the amount versus that $5 billion when it was sitting on the table, you know. So you know, it's like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if Sony can do this. But I think the price is going to be double if they try to go after it. You know, like I said, when you get your opportunities, you got to seize it. $5 billion. See, I think pride and arrogance probably got into Sony and Microsoft way. I mean, probably pride and arrogance got in their way. The deal was just sitting there, $5 billion. They should have snatched it and called it a day, you know. I mean, like Phil Spencer said when they purchased Bethesda and ZeniMax, they said they asked Phil Spencer, like, are you gonna like liquidate liquidate the company or whatever? They was like, no, we're gonna leave it as is. But now go back to the WB Games deal, $5 billion. Phil Spencer should have jumped at it and then leave the company as is. But whatever game they make, they own it. You know what I'm saying? So they should have jumped at it, man. But If Sony decide to try to go after this, they're gonna pay double the amount, because remember the deal was $5 billion on the table. You know, and like I said before, when you get your opportunities, you got to seize it. You know, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if they can do it. But if they try, they're gonna pay double or triple the amount. So what was $5 billion? Maybe 10 or 15. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, that's my little 2 cents on the whole situation. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box, not box. Anyway, man, nice talking to you people. It's Chris. You know, it's a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Borg, dark side. I'm gone. Peace.